today. How's it going? Attempt number 3. Let's see if this one goes. It's actually like attempt number 8. There's a bunch of these that I tried to do or started to do, and the big problem I keep having is I didn't know when it was actually streaming. So I would think that it wasn't streaming, and it would be streaming for like 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then I'd go, oh, it's streaming. So there were 2 videos, 2 streams. Basically, there's streams that nobody's watching that are just being saved to video, but it forces me to not edit, because I have this tendency to overanalyze and completely overdo things. So anyhow, that's the nature of this, is for me to exercise the litany of demons living within. So, and by sharing them, perhaps I may help. If I help only one person, as they say, it's worth it. But I may help one person realize that everyone's fighting. For the sake of Pete, I've been fighting forever. Only now learning how messed up my childhood was. I mean, I knew it was messed up, but I didn't know it was messed up. And I had my suspicions, though. What I learned to do at a young age was write songs. And I always felt like, at a young age, I felt like I'm pretty good at this. And then when there wasn't a line of record company executives around the block when I was in my early 20s, signing me up and giving me lots of money to do this, and the responsibility of life took over, and I kept pursuing it with very little success. I became less and less and less confident, although I kept doing it because I don't know what else to do. There is an imperative in me to write songs, and whether I like it or not, I have to, or I will explode or go crazy. I might go crazy anyways, because that's what I am struggling with. I am struggling with the inability to understand what is happening in this world. And one of the ways that I personally cope with it is I write down things on pieces of paper and scraps, and then I try to turn them into songs that make some kind of sense to me, and they help me to move on. And then I've had a few people recently convince me to not give up and to try again to share these songs with people. So I have a backlog of songs from my entire life that very few have been shared with very many people. There's a handful of people who've heard a lot of this stuff, but not too many. And so I'm trying to learn how to use these tools, this stuff, social media, so on and so forth. We've never had so many tools to connect with people as we do now. They're often misused by a number of people. But I am a person who, at the core of who I am, believe in some pretty hippy-dippy things, peace. I truly believe in honesty and what's good and what's right, and that the guy in the white hat should win, for lack of a more corny metaphor. But more and more, it seems like that happens less and less. And so these are all reasons that I struggle, and I'll keep explaining reasons that I struggle, and I'll try to keep explaining reasons why I get up every day and I keep trying. So the last few years, the last few days, the last few months, I have bouts of I have some really good days, then I have some really bad days. And today I found out I probably going to get laid off of work. But thankfully, regardless of what the media tries to tell you, the economy actually is pretty strong, and I should be able to get another job pretty soon, so it won't be as bad as it was maybe a couple years ago and like 15 years ago and all that. So, all right, on to the music. Enough blabbing. Here's the deal. Today, I was going to do something a little different. I don't really decide what I'm going to do until I sit down and try to set up all this stuff. I'm trying to get into a habit of doing this at least once a week, maybe twice a week in the future. I set up a camera over here, down here, if you can see in the corner, so you can see these hands. Now, it's not like I'm some great guitar player. I'm not, but you can see my hands. And this song is this is a song I wrote like 20 years ago. 21 years ago. Today's September 11th, 2023. And I'm old, so I have to think about what year it is. But what year was that? 2001, right? So that's 22 years ago. 21 years ago, I found myself single on September 11th, which was probably the best thing for all parties involved. And but regardless of whether or not it was the right thing or the best thing for everyone, it was still incredibly painful. And at the end of any relationship, if you're like me, you try to figure out what the heck just happened. So for me, at the same time, I live shortly after living in my brother's basement for a few weeks. I was able to find an apartment, but in living in an apartment, that meant I had to play my guitar quietly. And so I had learned how to play I don't remember how to play it right now, but Blackbird briefly, which led me to a little, and again, I don't claim to be a good singer, I don't claim to be a good guitar player, but I write songs. And so that led me to this, just finger picking a lot in my living room and watching a lot of TV in my underpants, because I lived by myself for the first time in a long time. So there you go. There's an image for you. But so I wrote this song. This is a song maybe you can relate. And then the other disclaimer that you will see in a lot of videos if you watch this, if this channel has more content later, is that it's more likely that I will make a mistake or stumble through a word. It's less likely that I will do the song without making a mistake. But I will continue through and get to the end. Sometimes I don't actually end the song. I just stop if it turns into a complete train wreck. But either way, I'm going to try. So here we go. Oh, wait, let's try this. I think, there we go. That's going to be better. All right, so this is called Tangled Rope. Tangled Rope. Easy for me to say. So I've come to this point in the road Turn to look on yesterday as we try to untie this tangled rope of our love. I know I tried to be everything for you. I did the best that I could. Never seemed to be enough for me, and I never seemed to be enough for you. Not very proud of the way it played out. Maybe things had to go like that to find relief from the pain underneath was all it was ever about. I know I tried to be everything for you. I did the best that I could. Never seemed to be enough for me, and it never seemed to be enough for you. I know I tried to be everything for you. I did the best that I could. Never seemed to be enough for me, and it never seemed to be enough for you. Never seemed to be enough for you. Never seemed to be enough for you. Okay. Tangled Rope. Written about, I'd say about 2002. Lonely guy in an apartment. And it, you know, I have this thing where I have all these songs that have never been recorded, and hopefully one day they will be, but for now that may be the only actual version of that in existence. Where the hell? I can't end this if this doesn't work. Well, isn't that a convenient time for the mouse to just stop working, isn't it? Alright, so let's try this. How about, thank you very much for listening. I think that was a little better than the other two with still plenty of problems, but we'll try to make these better and better as time goes on. So here's the if I had producers, they would do this, and then they would do this, and